Victoria Falls, often called the jewel of the Zambezi River, and the highlight of any trip to Africa, is a global natural wonder registered on the UNESCO World Heritage List. It stands as one of the three great waterfalls of the world, alongside South America's Iguazu and North America's Niagara Falls, and is an essential stop on most African travel itineraries. Visitors are invariably moved by the sheer size and majesty of the falls when they witness it in person, often reacting with awe and gasps. The falls straddle the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe in southern Africa, so most travelers visit both sides. The bridge connecting the two countries is named the Victoria Falls Bridge, which serves as the international border itself. The main tourist town on the Zambian side is Livingstone, and the hub on the Zimbabwean side is Victoria Falls City, often shortened to Vic Falls City. Victoria Falls is located on the middle course of the Zambezi River, which flows into the Indian Ocean, marking the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe. It measures 1,676 meters wide and has a maximum drop of 108 meters. When the Zambezi River's volume is at its peak, usually in February or March, the falls are considered the world's largest based on water flow. The eastern side of the falls belongs to Zambia, and the western side belongs to Zimbabwe. The Zambezi River, which forms the boundary between the two countries, creates the falls. The river flows calmly in its upper reaches, but gradually widens to about 1.6 kilometers as it approaches the falls, with small islands dotted throughout the channel. After the rainy season ends, typically around March, the abundant water creates a magnificent spray, or water mist, that transforms the surroundings into a spectacular, almost ethereal landscape. On either end of the Victoria Falls Bridge, which divides the two nations, are the immigration and customs checkpoints. A railway line runs across the middle of the bridge. Tourists often crowd the bridge, crossing the border on foot while admiring the vendors selling local crafts and the breathtaking scenery below. The bridge's midpoint is famous for its bungee jumping site, offering a thrilling spectacle of people plummeting and screaming toward the gorge below. David Livingstone and the name of the falls. Interestingly, upon paying the entrance fee at the falls in both Zambia and Zimbabwe, visitors will notice a statue of the British explorer David Livingstone, standing prominently near both entrances. Livingstone is the European person widely known to have been the first to visit Victoria Falls. After studying theology and medicine in the United Kingdom, Livingstone began his missionary work in what is now South Africa, as part of the London Missionary Society. His journeys included a famous anti-slavery campaign in Tanzania, and a subsequent expedition across southern Africa, following the course of the Zambezi River. It was during this expedition that he reached Victoria Falls. He personally named the falls in honor of the then reigning British monarch, Queen Victoria. When Livingstone arrived, the local indigenous group, the Kololo people, already called the falls Mosi Oatunya, meaning the smoke that thunders, because only the towering spray could be seen, and the roar of the water heard from afar. However, after the colonial era of European powers in Africa, the falls became known by the European name, Victoria. Tourism and commerce. Currently, the majority of visitors to Africa are from Europe and the United States, while the number of visitors from Asian countries is gradually increasing. Europeans still make up the bulk of the tourists. This is partly because Asian nations have historically had little connection with Africa, and the geographical distance makes it relatively difficult to visit during short travel periods. Since the majority of tourists are European, both Zambia and Zimbabwe strategically erected statues of Livingstone at the entrances. They believed that the prominent statue would capture the interest of European visitors, thereby boosting tourism and commercial revenue. European nations like the UK, France, Germany, Belgium, and the Netherlands, which have long colonial ties to many African countries, have a certain sense of nostalgia, and the shorter geographical distance encourages many tourists to visit for holidays and sightseeing. Wildlife and travel tips. The Zambezi River, which begins at the Chobe River and flows through Victoria Falls and the downstream gorges, forms a wildlife paradise inhabited by an estimated 150,000 elephants, along with hippos, antelopes, and giraffes. The surrounding lakes are home to large flocks of flamingos that gather to breed. while the grasslands support countless herbivores, including zebras and their predators. When visiting Victoria Falls, it is absolutely essential to bring a raincoat or poncho. Although tour guides usually remind travelers, those who arrive unprepared will get thoroughly drenched by the waterfall's downpour. The water spray carried by the wind is often as heavy as a sudden rain shower. After viewing the falls, a small market atmosphere is created near the ticket booths. In one corner of the large parking lot, featuring vendor stalls, shops, and antique specialty stores, handicrafts carved from wood and stone are popular, and the souvenirs on the stands mostly feature the African Big Five: the elephant, lion, rhinoceros, buffalo, and leopard. Around the falls, travelers can enjoy various adventure sports, including bungee jumping, white water rafting, and canoeing. Local tour operators can arrange helicopter rides and rafting trips. In the evening, visitors can enjoy a sunset cruise on the Zambezi River, offering a meal while enjoying the beautiful African sunset.